Hello, I'm Travis Dane Hilka with Shane Smith Law, and we are here today to know your rights. And today we're going to talk about DUIs in South Carolina. Each state has different DUI laws, and I can give you some advice on what to do if you ever get pulled over while you may have been imbibing a little too much before you were driving, which you shouldn't do. They have Uber, so always just Uber. However, sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes we don't realize that we've had more to drink than we really did. And so what happens when you're driving down the road and you've had a few cocktails and a cop comes up behind you and turns the lights on? Well, first and foremost, you're going to want to be as respectful as possible and speak as little as possible. So when you get pulled over, you're going to politely decline all field sobriety tests. The field sobriety test is created to kind of trip you up, quite literally. And so standing on one foot, touching your nose with your finger, saying your ABCs backwards, all that stuff is geared to make you fail and look silly on a videotape, because they're going to be videotaping it from the very beginning. As soon as they start to do any kind of field sobriety test, they line the car up and have the video camera on you. So what are you going to do? You're going to politely decline that with yes sir, no ma'am, things of that nature, and they're going to threaten you that you're going to lose your driver's license for about 6 months if you don't do this field sobriety test or blow in the breathalyzer. You don't want to do either of those. You don't want to blow at all, because that gives the other side, the state, who may want to file a lawsuit against you for DUI, it gives them all the evidence they need that you were intoxicated. It gives an empirical number, 0.08, 0.10, 0.12, whatever it is, it's now a mathematical statistic that they can use to prove to a jury that you were in fact intoxicated by your blood alcohol content. And so if you don't give them that information, it's really hard for them to prove that you were actually intoxicated while you were driving. What they're going to end up coming in and telling you is that you're going to lose your license for 6 months and they're going to arrest you. Just go ahead and get that out of your system that you're going to jail at that moment, and you're going to get out the next day. You're going to get to jail, you're going to get processed, and you're not going to give them any evidence to use against you in the court of law. And by not giving them evidence, it goes down even to when they're transporting you from the scene to process you at the detention center. They'll put you in the front seat with handcuffs on, so you are leaning forward into a camera sideways and then start asking you a bunch of questions, because they know it looks like you are a crazy person when you're talking all jacked up into the camera, leaning forward into the dashboard. And so that's what they'll do. You have a right to remain silent. If you start talking, you have waived that right. So don't answer any of their questions. You can say yes sir, no ma'am, I'd rather not speak, I'd rather speak when my lawyer is present, things of that nature, but don't have a conversation with them. If you don't speak on that video, it's really hard to prove that you were intoxicated. They're hoping that you talk a lot, and then that way you start slurring on the video and they can show a jury that you were so intoxicated you couldn't put sentences together. So just don't talk to them. As soon as you get to the jail, at some point in time, they're going to let you have a phone call, and that's when you call your phone call and you call a friend, family member to come bail you out of jail. You hire a lawyer the next day, and that lawyer in South Carolina should be able to get your license back. We do an admin hearing that we file within 10 days of having your driver's license revoked from that ticket. 9 times out of 10, we can get your full license back within 3 to 4 weeks. Most of the government agencies, the state troopers, most of the counties, do not show up at the admin hearing to get your license back. So if they don't show up, we get your license back. You have a full-blown license during the pending litigation of that charge. These charges in court trials could happen 2 or 3 years later. So having that license that quickly is imperative to the mission, because then you're not slowed down with work. You're not having to get SR-22 or anything like that yet, because you have your license. So when they threaten you at the scene that if you don't blow into this breathalyzer or you don't do these field sobriety tests, you're going to lose your license, say, yes sir, I know, and realize that that's probably not going to happen. You're going to be respectful. You're not going to blow into a breathalyzer. You are not going to do the field sobriety test. When those lights come on in your rear view and you pull over, you're going to look in the rear view and say to yourself, I'm going to jail right now, and it's okay. I'm not going to give them any evidence to use against me. So you stay calm, you go get processed, and then we can deal with it on the backside in court and through the judicial system. So you're not going to blow, you're not going to do the breathalyzer, you're going to be respectful, and you're going to call a quality lawyer when you get out of jail the next day. If you find yourself in the situation of being charged with a DUI and having to go through the process of getting arrested, you are welcome to call Shane Smith Law, and I will either guide you or find you another lawyer that can handle your case. Our phone number is 980-999-9999. Relatively easy number to remember. When in pain, call Shane, and we'll be happy to guide you through your DUI process.
In pain, so I call Shane. 980-999-9999. In pain, call Shane.